Hello, good morning one and all. I am Banadevi S. Kotlenavar, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Halaki, District Vijaypura. My presentation topic is demand. This is a microeconomics topic. In this video, I am going to explain the meaning of demand, types of demand and determinants of demand. So, let's begin the class here. So, my dear students, before I start to explain the meaning of demand, let's have a look on this video. Dear students, in this video, you can come to know that there is a market. Some people come to sell their products, means those are called as sellers, and some people come to buy those products, those are called as buyers. What buyers are doing in the market? They are demanding, they are placing their demand in the market for commodities or vegetables or luxurious goods, etc. So, in our daily life, we demand frequently. Our demands are more, but resources are less. So, what is demand? Before to get into this topic, we have to know the meaning of three words here. First one is desire, second one is want, and third one is demand. As you already know, many people are desiring something in their life. For example, you people desire to buy a BMW car. That is your desire, that is your dream, not a demand. But you have enough cash to buy that BMW car, then that desire converted into want. But still it is not called as a demand. Then what is demand? For explain this, to understand this, just have a look on this picture. We explain the illustration here. So, a boy has a wish to buy a bicycle, new bicycle, but it is his desire to buy that bicycle. It is called as desire. Boy is dreaming to buy a bicycle. It is not called as want and it is not called as demand also. And later, boy get cash from his parents. Enough cash to buy that new bicycle from his parents, and now the desire converted to want. Now you can say a boy wanted to buy a new bicycle. Some period later, he go to the bicycle shop and he ready to give the cash and he purchased the bicycle. So this last stage is called as demand. The demand has included desire to buy that product. He has to capacity to buy that product. Means capacity means here it is into bracket, it is a money, cash, enough cash to buy that new bicycle. When a boy has cash to buy that new bicycle, then his dream is converted into want. Okay, but these two things are not called as demand. To arrive the meaning of demand, boy has willingness to pay the cash to the shopkeeper for purchasing that new bicycle. Means he has a willingness to purchase that bicycle. This last one includes in these two meanings, then it is called as demand. So students, in the next picture, a beggar is sitting on the footpath. I am not sitting there, the beggar is sitting in the footpath and he is dreaming of two things here. So you can able to see in the picture, a beggar is dreaming to have a big house and at the same time he also dreaming to have a BMW car. These both are his desires. Okay, he is dreaming of having a new house and also at the same time he is dreaming of purchase a BMW car. But what is missing here? Here two things are missing. Okay, first one is capacity to purchase the car and house and willingness to purchase a car and house. Okay, that's why this situation is just called as a desire. In the next picture, a man go to the apple shop who is selling apples, fruits. He is giving cash, means he has a capacity to purchase those apples. He is giving cash in one hand. You can see in this picture, he is giving cash and he is demanding 1 kg of apple. 2 kgs of apple. Okay. So in this picture, in this situation, we call it as demand, because all three things fulfilled here. First one is he has a desire to purchase those apples. He is desiring to purchase those apples. First is desire, but at the same time he has enough cash to purchase 2 kgs of apples. And third one is willingness to purchase those apples. He is go to the shop and he pays the money and he purchases those 2 kgs of apples. Then here in this picture, in this second portion of the picture, the meaning of demands completes here. So demand means there are 3 things are required here. First one is desire for the commodity. Okay. Next is ability to pay, means that person has capacity to pay to purchase that product. And third one is willingness to pay. Okay, I have a desire to go to Bombay, or somebody has a desire to go to Bombay. At the same time, he has enough cash to go to Bombay, means flight tickets and all those expenditure, he has enough cash to go to the Bombay. And in third part, he is not willing to go to the Bombay. Then here demand, it is not called as a demand. All three means desire to buy that product. Next, ability to pay for the product. And third one is willingness to buy that products. All these three includes in the meaning of demand. Only when all these 3 things are present in the market, we call it as demand. Or all these 3 things present in the individuals or consumers, we call it as demand. Okay. Now, I think you easily understand the meaning of demand. What is demand? To fulfill the meaning of demand, we require 3 points here. First one is ability to pay. First one is desire to buy that product. Ability to means capacity to buy that product, means he has to enough money to buy that product. And third one is what? Willingness to buy that product. Okay. So next we look into the meaning of demand. What is the definition of demand? What is the definition of demand? Means demand for a commodity is a quantity which a consumer is willing to buy at a particular price. Okay, which a consumer is willing to buy at a particular price at a particular period of time. This is called as demand. Okay, so demand means the demand for a commodity is a quantity. We have to demand some quantity here. The man demanding 2 kgs of apples, means his quantity is 2 kgs of apples here. Means then particular period of time, in the particular period of time what we demand, it is called as a demand. So coming to the next topic, that is types of demand. Means there are 2 types of demand we generally mention here. First one is individual demand and second one is market demand. So in the individual demand, you can see the picture below. The one person, means individual, one person came to purchase those vegetables. So it is called as individual demand. The individual demand is defined as a demand for goods and services by an individual consumer. Means only one person's demand is considered in the individual demand. But in the market demand, in the picture, in this left, this side picture, you can see there are 3 to 4 shops there and 4 to 5 people came to purchase those products. Means there are more number of buyers in the market. That is called as this situation is called as a market demand. Means here it is a combination of individual demand. Market demand is combination of collective information of individual demand. Means the market demand can be defined demand for a product made by a bunch of consumers here. You can see there are 3 to 4 consumers are buying those goods. Means in the market demand, there is a demand by a bunch of consumers in the market. Therefore, the market demand is collective demand of each individual's demand. In this picture, you can know the difference between the individual demand and market demand. The first diagram is related to a boy called Bo. His name is Bo. And second demand curve is related to Mo. And third demand curve is related to Joe. There are 3 kids here, Bo, Mo and Joe. The first DD1 curve is related to Bo's demand. It is a Bo's demand. And second D2 curve, demand curve, this curve is related to, this is Mo's demand. And third one is D3, this curve is related to Joe's demand. A combination of all these 3 demand curves, we get the market demand. Means all three means Bo, Joe and Mo. All individual demands are combined into the market demand. This diagram is better explanation of the individual demand and market demand. And coming to the next point, there are many other types of demand. For example, on the basis of user, there are 2 types: demand for producer goods and demand for consumer goods. Okay. Then on the basis of dependency of other commodity, there are 2 types here again. First one is autonomous demand, means it is a independent demand, and second one is a derived demand. On the basis of scale of usage, there are 2 types: company demand, means a firm demand, and industry demand. On the basis of impact over time, there are 2 types in the demand. First one is short run demand and second one is long run demand. Last one, on the basis of durability, the demand for, first one is demand for durable goods and second one is demand for non-durable goods. Okay, so all this information relating to the types of demand. Generally we made 2 types here, as you already know, individual demand and what? Market demand. Okay. So now answer me one thing. You frequently go to the market to purchase vegetables, to purchase your some eating, means chocolates, and to purchase dresses for festivals, and all you are demanding something or something in your life. But can you see same consumers are there in the market, same buyers are there in the market every day? Means today also there are 5,000 buyers are present in the market. Tomorrow also there are 5,000 buyers present in the market. Day after tomorrow also there is the same number of buyers present in the market. No. Why? Why this is so? Why demand is not homogeneously, means demand is not same throughout the year? Because there are some things affect the demand. What are those things? Okay. First one is price of a related goods, demonstration effect. There may be a number of buyers, more number of buyers in the market, and consumers' income may rise sometime and it may be decrease sometime, and consumers' taste preferences changes day by day. All these things affect the demand. Means all these things are called as a determinants of demand. All these things determine the demand in the market. That's why demand varies. Okay, sometimes there is a more demand in the market, and in some days there is a less demand in the market. For example, in a festival time period, there is a more demand in the market. In the normal days, there is a less demand in the market. Okay, and for each product it differs. In the winter season, you can see there is a more demand for the sweaters and all warm keeping things, and in the summer season there is a demand for cool things. Like this, there is the demand varies product by product, and the demand varies year by year or occasionally, means occasionally demand varies here. So first one is price of the product. So price directly affect the demand. For example, every consumer he is willing to purchase more goods at a less price. He has only 10 rupees and he is dreaming of purchasing 20 kgs of onions. You know the various fluctuations happening in the onion prices. Okay, so you go to the market and you go where the price is less. You go to the, if you go to the vegetable market where prices are less, there you will purchase. There you will place your demand. Means you wanted to buy tomatoes, 1 kg of tomatoes, and there are two sellers are sitting aju baju, means there are two sellers are sitting there. First one says 1 kg tomato is for 100 rupees and second one says 1 kg tomato is for 50 rupees. With whom you wanted to purchase? 1 kg is for 50 rupees or 1 kg is for 100 rupees? Obviously what you will do? We will purchase 1 kg of apple for 1 kg of tomato is 50 rupees. We purchase, we give the money 50 rupees and remaining 50 rupees we keep in our pocket for the pocket money. Okay, you will do like this. No, na? Means price directly affect the demand. Means there is an inverse relationship between price and demand. When price rises in the market, demand automatically decreases. More prices, less demand. When price comes down, then people demanding more. For example, there is a washing machine. 2019, in the year 2019, the price of washing machine is 50,000. Just assume it is 50,000. And now the price of washing machine come down to 30,000. In 2 years, where is the more demand? You will find the more demand. Obviously, in the 2020, because price come down here. So, this is the relationship between price and demand. This is called as a law of demand also. The law of demand states that where price increases, demand decreases, and price decreases, then demand automatically increases. But other things has to be remain constant here. Coming to the next point, price of a related goods. Means price of a related goods also affect the demand. What are the related goods? Means you can see here there is a chips and sauce. Mouth-watering dishes here, chips and sauce. But now in the case, just analyze this case here. You are desiring to eat those chips and sauce. Okay. This price only 50 rupees means your ability to pay for those chips, means you have capacity to purchase that product. And third one is you are also willingness to buy that product. Okay. All these three things completed here. But it is not called as demand because there is a constraint here. You are watching this video. You can't go to the market and purchase those chips now itself. There is period of time, period matters here. So it is just an analyzation. So next, here chips and sauce are related goods here. Means the price of sauce increases. What happens? The demand for chips. Price of sauce increased and the demand for chips is decreased because you have to eat those combination. That is, there is a combination of food. Take other example, coffee and tea. If people are used to drink tea, frequently people used to drink tea, suddenly what happens? Price of a tea increases. Then people shift to coffee. They drink coffee. Means here, price of related goods also affect the demand. Okay, price of related goods also affect the demand here. Now, demonstration effect. Okay, what is demonstration? Assume that lady and her two kids are your neighbor, means aju baju, okay, are your neighbors, and they someday they purchased a new car. Obviously you look their car and they call you for their puja and all these things. Somewhere in your mind you started to or you desire to purchase that car. This is a demonstration effect. For best example is advertisement here. You see many advertisement in the television. and next day you rush into the market and buy that product. That is a demonstration effect. Means the goods purchased by others affect on our demand. This is called as demonstration effect. Coming to the next point, number of consumers or number of buyers. The more number of buyers lead to increase in demand. As I already said, someday there is a huge demand in the market, means there is a huge rush in the market, and in some other day there are few buyers in the market, and the fewer buyers leads to decrease the demand. For this there are many reasons. For example, festivals and all some occasions there is a huge demand in the market. In some normal days or in a rainy season you can see less buyers in the market. There are again so many things affect this number of buyers present in the market. Okay, you are seeing that picture here. There are more number of consumers who have gathered in the market, and obviously the demand for product in that market is high. Okay, so next, consumers' taste and preferences. Coming to your, I wanted to take your example here. Our taste for mobile phones changes frequently, year by year, days by days. When 5 years back we used to use Samsung mobiles. Now there are many choices. Many mobiles came in the market. For example, Vivo, okay, iPhone, OnePlus, all these mobiles. And our taste, we used one mobile and our taste has changed to others. Our taste and preferences always shift to brand here. Then this is affect this tendency of consumers affect the demand. Okay, so favorable changes leads to an increase in demand. Favorable changes in the taste and preferences leads to increase in demand, and unfavorable changes in taste and preferences leads to decrease in demand. See, in the picture, a man is showing which product we should buy. This one or this one. First we use, he maybe used this product, first product, and second he wanted to shift to the next product. Means consumers' taste and preferences change day by day. This also affect the demand. Okay, this is also one of the most important determinant of demand. Now coming to the consumers' income. Take your example. When you get more pocket money from your parents, that time your demand list is big. Your desire to buy so many products with that pocket money. Means when your income increases, your demands also increases. When your income less, when your parents are angry on you and they cut your pocket money, then what happens to your demand? Your demand automatically decrease. In the same case, when an individual income rises, they buy more expensive products, means more luxurious products, okay, or purchase products they usually buy in a greater value. As a result, this causes an increase in demand. Okay. Conversely, if income drops, then demand is likely to decrease. When there is a more demand, if I have a 50,000 salary, then my demand is something, and if I have a salary increase to again 1 lakh, salary increase to 1 lakh, my demand list will be more. Same case in all other people. Okay, when there is a more income, there is a more demand. When there is a less income, there is a less demand. Means, what is the relationship between demand and income? There is a positive relationship between demand and income. Means, as I already said, there is a inverse relationship, means there is a negative relationship between price and demand, but there is a positive relationship between income and demand. Okay, so income also affects the demand here. When income rises, demand also rises in the market. When income comes down, demand also comes down in the market. Okay, so all these things affect the demands. Means these all determine the demand. When demand is more, when demand is less, we analyze the demand. The other things are affect the demand. The other things are price of related goods, demonstration effect, taste and habits, and all these things affect the demand. Means these all are the determinants of demand. We call determinants of demand. There are other determinants apart from this, for example, nature of the consumer, climate, etc. There are so many determinants which affect the demand. For this demand, this is a microeconomics topic, already you know. For this topic demand, you can refer M.L. Jengen, Microeconomics, Koitso in his Microeconomics, and you can refer some YouTube videos, and the website, some reference website you should make notes from this, that is business jargon. Okay students, coming to the end. In our today's class, we discussed meaning of demand. As you already know, there are 3 conditions which required to fulfill the meaning of demand here. First one is desire to purchase that product, as to capacity to purchase that product, and third one is willingness to buy that product. Where all these 3 things fulfill, then that situation we call it as a demand. And next we illustrated some examples there. In other case, you students are always dreaming of buying a new phone or iPhone, OnePlus. For example, you are dreaming of buying a new phone. You are dreaming. Dreaming means you have a desire to buy that phone, buy that cell phone. But at the same time, if you have to buy that cell phone, you have to have some cash with you. Okay, that is called as ability to pay for the product. And finally, you have to willingness to pay for the money to the shopkeeper to purchase that cell phone, 50,000, 60,000, or in your budget 10,000, 5,000, like this. You have to willingness to pay. You have to willingness to pay for the product. Here, all 3 things are completed here. First one is you are dreaming or you are desiring to buy a new iPhone. Okay, then you have enough cash to buy that product, means you have a capacity to buy that product. And third one is you are willingness to buy that product, you hardly willingness to buy that product. So all the 3 things are included in the demand. Where all 3 things are meet in the situation, that situation we call it as a demand. Okay, and coming to the types of demand, there are 2 types. First one is market demand and individual demand. And based on many things, they have made several types of demands. And in the last topic we discussed here, determinants of demand: price of a good, price of other goods, price of related goods, demonstration effect, consumers present in the market, income of the consumers. All things are affect the demand. So today in this class